Welcome back to Trans Literature. I'm Dr. M.W. Bajkovsky, and today we're reading Transcendent. Transcendent is a collection of the year's best transgender speculative fiction, which means that you get a collection of short stories that fall into the genres of science fiction, into the genres of myth and mythopoetics, into the genres of fantasy, that all contain transgender characters, sometimes in the forefront and sometimes on the periphery. And the definition and understanding of what it means to be trans is as varied as the characters and as varied as the authors. They draw from a wide variety of writers that cut across gender, sexuality, racial identity, even national identity in the process of putting this book together. Something the editors hold up is the central role that transformation and change plays in the lives of transgender people. And sometimes that transformation is extremely externalized, and sometimes it occurs within. And sometimes they say, as they point out, transformation is merely about coming into a better understanding of oneself. Is identity stable and just needs to be revealed? Is identity something that can change from one thing to another? Is identity something that is hybrid or part of a multiplicity, a composite, an assemblage that incorporates magic, incorporates spirit, incorporates technology, incorporates social and cultural constructs? One of the first stories in the collection, The Shape of My Name by Nino Cipri, brings trans people into the genre of time travel science fiction, particularly when you're trans, how you look at the past differently, how you look at the future differently, how all of this comes into play with a trans person's experience of their present moments. Into the Waters I Wrote Down by Jack Hollis Marr is another great example of a story from this collection that imagines what it's like to inhabit the mind and body of someone or a body that's not your own, of being able to communicate with one another's minds and the dissonance that can come with having a body and having a mind, and definitely plays with concepts of trans psyches, of even kind of dysphoria in ways that are really productive and creative. This collection is really great for teachers. You can either assign like one text, one story a day. You can assign multiple stories, maybe pair them together with stories that you think play off each other really well. Different types of transgender stories can speak to different people, whether they're trans or cisgender, or somewhere on the spectrum of gender diversity in different ways, both as a book that you for individual personal reading, as well as a book that I think works really well in the classroom and in workshops. I would have to assign this book fairly high in my rating system. I would give this a 4.6 on my scale of 1 to 5. And this is only the beginning. This is just the 2016 version. Check back in. We'll cover some of the later editions, and I'll highlight some stories that are worth checking out. But definitely, this is one text you want to pick up. So until I see you next time, keep on reading. Take care.